All right, to open, really proud of the effort. Like I did a radio pregame and was asked what I expected. And you guys know, like I don't give coach speak, and I said I have no idea. All right, because we've just been very inconsistent in our play, our approach, everything. Like, for example, last Wednesday was probably the best practice we've had probably in my time here at Ball State. Now, we followed that up on Thursday with one of the worst. Okay, so it's just, so I wasn't sure. And, so I'm really proud of what these guys showed tonight. I thought, I knew, so, Quantas White, their coach, has spent a ton of, like, obviously he's been with Houston and Kelvin Sampson for a long time. So, obviously I've known about that program, have a great deal of respect. We were in the Final Four together. I know, how Mick feels about Kelvin. And I've always enjoyed watching his teams play just by how hard they play, how hard they compete. So I knew we were going to get some of that, just for his pedigree. And I think that he's got some pieces. I think they're going to only get better. And it was not the easiest of game ones. But I'm super proud of how we played, how we responded, and quite frankly, the fight in which we showed. I just told them like how proud I was of them, but they screwed up because now I got a baseline for what these guys can do, man. And like we got a lot of warts. Like there's a lot of things we got to do better. This is one game of 31 guaranteed. But I tell you what, if they come out and compete like that, I think that's something that this university and community can really get behind, because those guys laid it out there tonight, and their fight was unbelievable, especially on the defensive end, and then they were patient enough to figure it out offensively. I think a huge thing, like I think what we finished with 11 turnovers, I think we had 9 at half, okay? And you got to adjust to that stuff, and I thought we did a much better job as the game went on, seeing the openings, reading the openings. That's a team. They had 9 offensive rebounds, okay, and everybody's moaning and groaning every time they got one, including me. They got 27 offensive rebounds in an exhibition game, and so I thought we did a pretty good job with that, and then we just made the toughness plays that we needed to make to come up with a win.
You talk about the fight this team showed. Would you say that's maybe one of the biggest things you learned about this roster in the first game?
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't, you hope that that's there. When we went out and got this collection of people in the portal, that's what we were looking for. I was starting to question some of that because I haven't seen it consistently enough, and we got some guys that have some ability, but they have to become everyday guys, and winning is simply a byproduct of habits that it takes to be, successful, and you got to do that every day. You don't win by accident, and so, like I said, I couldn't be happier with how we performed tonight, and now the challenge is going to be, like everybody's going to, like here's the coach part. Everybody's going to tell them how great they are, right? Well, you won one game, okay? And so now, what are we going to do on Friday? Are we going to take a step forward, or are we going to take a step back? So that's going to be the interesting thing to see how we approach and our maturity, and how we handle the next game. But as far as tonight goes, like really, like I said, I can't overstate it enough how pleased I am with our effort. I mean, they put it out there. Like Wednesday, like you ain't seen that since year one. That type of effort.
Yeah, you kind of touched on it earlier, the difference in turnovers between the first half and second half. What do you think kind of went into that adjustment and being able to clean that up?
Well, that it's hard to simulate that defense, that type of pressure in practice. I think one, as a player, as you get in those situations and you make those adjustments and you get more used to it, and it kind of slows down in your mind. I thought we did a better job of in our roles and getting to the pocket, into the opening, and then we were able to play, underneath them in some advantage basketball, and then we stepped up and made shots. We shot 52%. In the first half, we were 9-18, but they had 11 more shots than us because we were turning the ball over. So we felt like if we could just, handle their initial pressure, get two to the basketball. It sounds crazy, like we wanted to get two guys to the ball, and then we had to get rid of it and play advantage basketball underneath that. And I think as we got accustomed to their speed and athleticism, then we made some really good decisions.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys, Davion Hill had 16 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 for 12 shooting. What's it kind of like to see a new guy adapt that way and kind of deliver in his first game?
Well, he's my kind of guy, all right? He's tough, he's competitive. He's got a little chip on it, he's got an edge. He's got to become an everyday guy. I think he had 3 turnovers, like the first media, second media, and then he finished with 4 assists and 3 turnovers. So he did a much better job there. He's strong, he's built, he's explosive. He's difficult to defend when you can get him, in space. When he plays the right way and plays off 2 feet and uses that. I thought Armani did a good job late, playing on balance. I thought, like Jawan Maxey made a huge shot on a late clock out of bounds play where we didn't have to burn a timeout. We just ran one of our deals. Our guys executed it great. We made the right decision. The kids stepped up, made a huge shot. And they looked like a basketball team tonight. They didn't look like a collection of individuals, which was really good to see.
Yeah, you've talked about the fight that they showed throughout this conference and that game. The second half really was within 3 points for, it felt like, the first 15 minutes of it. So to see them kind of string together that run at the end and have as much energy as they did during that run, what was that like?
That's what you want. We just, every time out, we just kept preaching, make the right plays offensively. Like, we're getting great shots. But we have to continue to guard. And I thought they did it for the most part. But every time we made a defensive mistake, they took advantage of it. And, if that's how we got to win, 75 points probably pretty good for this squad, to be quite honest. And we shot a very high percentage to get there. Well, we're going to have to be very good defensively for us to be successful. And I thought we were for the most part tonight.
Armani just told us that was his first time starting the season off with a win. And with this being a brand new team, what can a win like that do for motivation going forward?
Dude, winning covers up a lot of things, man. There's you got until you're on the other side of this stuff, man, you have no idea. That cold ass pizza is going to taste a lot better, okay? But no, it's great, and it's rewarding to see. Because look, man, I'm not easy to play for now, but these guys all chose to come here for a reason, and we push them, we coach them. This group has been different in a lot of ways, and that's a kid that he's played in the NCAA tournament, so he knows what it's about, and so you want them to be excited. I told them some of them got family in town, like enjoy your family, but when we wake up tomorrow morning, it's time to turn the page. Oh, and I want to wish a huge good luck to our women's soccer team competing tomorrow in the MAC championship or MAC semifinals. So go Cars!
Thank you, Coach. For both of you guys, just first game in a Ball State jersey, just kind of what is that like to start off with a win?
I'm gonna be honest. I love the energy. I just love the energy. Everybody was competing today. The crowd was with us. Everybody was all amped up, excited for the first game. It was a great environment to play in.
For me, it was definitely big. Obviously, we came off that loss to Purdue Fort Wayne, the exhibition, and that's just not how Coach Lewis. That's just not how Coach Lewis coached us to be. And we all said the same thing when we came here. Wanted to be dogs. Wanted to turn Ball State around, and to start off with a win is just exactly what we wanted, and just trying to keep rolling after this.
Yeah, Davion, you got off to a great start, leading the team in scoring and rebounding during your debut. What was working for you tonight?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
You just had a good start. Just wanted to know kind of what was working for you out there on the floor tonight.
Yeah, teammates just putting trust in me. It was coming to me early. Trying to be aggressive. Started off with a few turnovers early, so just trying to keep my head through that and, just navigate through it all. I know, just really just staying aggressive, keeping my head. I would say that. Yep.
For both of you guys, after leading like 90% of the first half, you go down at halftime. What was kind of the message at that halftime break?
We were just gonna come out in this half and just punch first. Just gonna come out this half and punch first, and then just be going to keep punching and not stop.
Yeah.
That was really the message right there.
Right, kind of piggyback off Monty. Teams are going to go on a run. It's rare you see a game where you just completely just whoop a team the whole time. So we knew they were going to go on their little run, but Coach Lewis let us know in the locker room it was really up to us to stop it. So we tried to come out and just punch them first, like Monty said.
Kind of in the same breath, you guys only had 2 turnovers after 9 in the first half. What did you guys change there to, kind of maybe hang on to the basketball a little bit?
Because in the first half, everybody was all antsy with the ball. We was just trying to go. And the second half came, we just started executing and just running our sets. After we started running our sets, everything started just coming to us. Stopped turning the ball over. We slowed everything down. It was good.
Yeah, just being calm. I think we were flustered with their them trying to trap off the ball screen and stuff like that. Just first game, jitters, big crowd, Yeah, I think that's really what it was, but I knew we just had to come out and control the ball, make the unselfish play, and a couple of people hit some big shots down the stretch there, and we were able to run away with it.
Yeah, that second half really stayed tight. I mean, pretty much the whole time. It felt like it was within 3 points for the whole first 12, 13 minutes of that half, and then you guys finally started putting a run together and getting that energy up. Armani, you mentioned the energy earlier. How much of a role did that play in you guys finally putting that run together and finishing strong down the stretch?
It played a big role because Coach Lewis was just telling us, like, yo, don't gamble, just stay solid and defend and just box out, because they was crashing hard. He was like, once you just get some stops and box out and grab rebounds, you're good. I'm telling you, they're going to give us the game. That's exactly what happened. We started crashing glass and just boxing everybody out, and then everything just started coming to us.
Yeah, Monty kind of hit it on the head. They was a good coach team. We couldn't just run away with it. They were dogs, real dogs. So we just had to stay at it, trust each other, and
Glazer.
Yeah.
With this being such a brand new team, is there anything maybe you learned in this game about this certain roster that maybe you didn't know before?
Yeah, honestly, play your role. I'm coming from a school where it wasn't a mess, but it was a great school, great program. But I came here, Coach Lewis, he really showed me how I could do little things and then make everything just happen and fall into place. Like I could do a backdoor cut and get him an open shot off of the things like that. So he told me stuff like that, and it's been working.
Yeah, just doing the little things.
Everything not about just me. Everything is about the team.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, just doing the little things. Obviously, you look at us; we're not the biggest team. We're pretty undersized. So, doing the little things and just fighting, really. But really, what we found out about the team is just we got some dogs. That's what Coach Lewis really was saying. He said we messed up, letting them know we can play like that. So now practice probably about to just be amped up 90 times than it already is. And our practices are pretty amped up. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of started with it earlier, but how big is it for you guys to start this season off with a victory?
This is my first time ever in my life starting the season off with a win.
There you go.
I'm so serious. For real.
How does that feel?
It feels great. It feels amazing. I want to keep winning.
Yeah.
Just keep winning.
Yeah, it's big. Like I said earlier, just trying to turn it around here, seeing the crowd, everything, just trying to, like I said, turn it around. So it's huge. Like I said earlier, just keep rolling and, now we're on to Mansfield. Play my brother. It's going to be a blood fight. Yep.